Students from Washington Liberty, Independence, and Wootton meet today on It's Academic. Hello, everybody. I'm Hillary Howard. Welcome to It's Academic, the world's longest-running TV quiz show, produced by Altman Productions in association with David M. Rubenstein Productions and WETA.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following: George Mason University, all together different.
Call us different.
Different in where we come from,
Where we're going,
and how we think.
but the same in our dreams for tomorrow.
Driven by the pull of possibility.
To inspire,
To think fearlessly. To protect and to heal the planet. We know the world will change.
together.
We will be the ones to change it.
Call Mason different. All
Together different.
Hello again. We're so happy you've joined us for this fast start. You guys know how it works. Questions are worth 10 points up or down, and the first team to buzz in gets to answer. Teams, in the year 1948, your grandparents might help you here, as all questions in this round will concern events that happened over 75 years ago in 1948. In India, a religious fanatic killed this leader called Mahatma Wootton.
Gandhi. Yeah, Gandhi.
That's it. This German city was blockaded by Soviet forces. Yes, Washington.
Is it Berlin?
Yeah. The desegregation of U.S. armed forces was ordered by this president. Liberty.
Truman.
Yes. The Nobel Literature Prize went to this Anglo-American poet who wrote The Wasteland. Yes, Wootton.
Eliot.
Yeah. George Gamenov produced this alliteratively named theory on the origin of the universe. Yes, Liberty.
Is it the Big Bang Theory?
You've got it. There was a deadly earthquake in this city, now the capital of Turkmenistan. Yeah, Wootton. Answer?
Ashgabat.
Correct. Congress passed the European Economic Recovery Act named for this man. Liberty.
Marshall.
Correct. Officials used parachutes to relocate 76 beavers in this state, whose capital is Wootton. Answer?
Oregon.
3. No, Idaho, not too far away. And that does it for our fast start round. Let's take a look at those scores. Washington Liberty, 140. Independence, 100. Wootton, 120 points. Of course, we have the mix and match round now, but first, we're going to meet the contestants on these teams. We begin with Washington Liberty, home of the Generals from Arlington, Virginia. Hey, Carter, what should we know about you?
I'm Carter. I'm a 10th grader at Washington Liberty. I play Ultimate Frisbee and I like to read.
Ultimate Frisbee. That's hard. I was never very good at Frisbee. What's your secret?
Practice.
Practice. All right. Well, that's good. I guess I didn't do enough of it. Good to have you. Hiya, William.
Hello, my name is William. I'm a 17-year-old senior from Washington Liberty, and I'm a Boy Scout with Troop 162 in Arlington.
That's wonderful. Tell us what you do as a Boy Scout.
As a Boy Scout, we go camping, we go on hikes. There's a lot of service work involved because Boy Scouts are meant to serve their communities around them, and I am an Eagle Scout, so I led a service project.
Very good, and it's good to have you again. Hi, Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a 15-year-old sophomore from Washington Liberty, and besides It's Academic, I also have a leadership position in Chinese Club and Roller Coaster Club, and I also do lights for Tech Theater.
And which do you like the most? Like, which is the club you can't wait to go to?
It's Academic.
It's Academic, right. Well, woo, we're very happy about that. Guys, I have some questions for you in this mix and match round where questions are worth 20 points. Nothing off for a wrong answer. Do you want another deep breath, Carter? Yeah, there you go. Okay, team.
Okay.
An abacus terminal. Hidden in this phrase is the last name of what cavalry officer who lost his life at the Battle of Little Bighorn?
Custer.
Yes. Indictment, arbitration, commitment. Which of these words names the process wherein settlement of a dispute is turned over to a third party who hears both sides of the story?
Arbitration.
You're right. Ringtone. Please turn off your cell phones and rearrange these letters to name. What gaseous element that makes up most of the air we breathe?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is right. Humorous, surly, sullen, serene. Which two of these words are synonyms?
Sullen and surly?
Yes, that's it. Anglo-Saxons, Babylonians, Mongols. Which of these early peoples used the wedge-shaped cuneiform system of writing?
Babylonians.
Right. The jellyfish never dances with the shrimp. This social observation comes from what Asian nation where shrimp often ended up as sushi for samurai warriors?
Japan.
Yeah, Washington Liberty, 260 points. Now to the team from Ashburn, Virginia, the Independence Tigers. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm Ethan. I'm a senior at Independence High School, and I play clarinet in the school's marching band.
And you've been doing that for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
All 4 years.
How challenging is it to march and play?
I would say it's pretty challenging, but it gets easier the longer you do it.
Uh-huh. And what do you get from doing it?
Honestly, I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Like, I kind of get to explore my hobby outside of school in a semi-pressure situation.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's good to see you again, Ethan. Hello, Hudson.
Hi, I'm Hudson. I'm a senior at Independence High School. My spare time, I like to read and play piano and guitar.
Ah, wonderful. What are you reading these days?
I like science fiction a lot.
Science fiction. Who are you reading?
I recently finished Asimov's Foundation trilogy.
Oh, fabulous. Well, we have lots of questions about Asimov from time to time. Can't say if it's in this show, but good to see you, Hudson. And finally, hiya, Joe.
I'm good. I'm Joe. I'm a senior at Independence High School. I'm a massive Green Bay Packers fan, more than anyone watching.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Here we go. The fastest eels. Hidden in this phrase is what common iron alloy is sometimes referred to as stainless.
Steel.
Yeah. Misunderstood, everywhere, timid. Something that is ubiquitous can best be described by which of these words?
Everywhere.
That's right. Moral coup. You'll have a moral victory if you rearrange these letters to name what Italian traveler who visited Chinese leader Kublai Khan in the 13th century.
Marco Polo.
Correct again. Complacent, perturbed, boisterous, significant. Which two of these words are antonyms?
Complacent and perturbed.
You are right. Charles Goodyear, John Durrance, George Westinghouse. Which of these three men greatly influenced our eating habits by creating canned, condensed soup in the 1890s?
George Westinghouse.
No, it was John Durrance. Organize, agitate, educate. These were the words of what woman who demanded women's right to vote and whose profile was featured on a dollar coin in 1979?
Susan B. Anthony.
The great Susan B. Anthony. Nice job, Independence. 200 points. And now to the Wootton Patriots from Rockville, Maryland. Hi, Anika. Good to see you again.
Hi, my name's Anika. I am a junior at Wootton. And I'd like to thank Hillary and the rest of crew for making such a wonderful show. I do theater, so I know how much work it has to go into it, and I'd like to thank all of you.
All right, good to have you, Anika. And hello, Adam. What's going on with you?
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm a senior at Wootton. Recently, I've been listening to some opera, and this January, I will be going to the Met to see La Bohème.
Oh, that's wonderful. And how have you discovered opera to be? What is it that you're enjoying about it?
I think the instrumentation and like I play an instrument and just like seeing all the parts just got me into it.
That's beautiful. Well, nice to have you again. And hello, Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm a senior at Wootton High School, and in my free time, I also enjoy listening to music. And recently, my favorite artist has been Sufjan Stevens.
What is it about him that you enjoy?
I enjoy how he connects his personal experiences and like the history of. On his album Illinois, he connects the history of Illinois to his personal experiences, and that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys, here's your first question. Some plasma, please. You won't need a blood transfusion if you can find in this phrase the name of what tree whose leaf is on the flag of Canada.
Maple.
Yeah. Wasting time, collecting stamps, singing loudly. A person who is dawdling is doing which of these?
Wasting time.
Wasting time.
Yes, it is. I need no factor. If you rearrange the letters in this sentence, you can identify the articles under which the United States was governed before the Constitution was adopted.
Confederation.
That's it. Inveterate, auspicious, nefarious, wicked. Which two of these words are synonyms?
Nefarious and wicked.
That's it. A meadow, a chip, a courthouse. Which of these words best describes Runnymede, the English site where King John signed the Magna Carta in 1215?
I think it's a courthouse.
Sure. Courthouse.
Ah, it was a meadow. He bores me. With these words, French artist Pierre-Auguste Renoir dismissed what Renaissance Italian artist whose works include the Mona Lisa?
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci bored him? Really? Good job, Wootton, 220 points. That does it for Mix and Match. We have the Picture Perfect round next.
I'm David Rubenstein. From the Kennedy Center and the National Archives to the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument, I've been pleased to support many important organizations and historic sites linked to American history, art, culture, education, and more. I believe giving back to our country isn't just an idea, it's an action, a patriotic action that involves all of us. And it begins with education and learning about our nation's past so that we, the people, can make a more perfect union for the future. We can do it together. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
Well, we hope you enjoy pictures because we're about to embark on the Picture Perfect round. Teams, questions are worth 20 points up or down. Once again, first team to buzz in gets to answer. Here we go. This is Register Cliff, where some pioneers carved their names into the soft rock in what western independence?
South Dakota.
No, it's Wyoming. Boy, it's amazing. I've seen it. The skyline is dazzling. In what city a former British Crown colony returned? Wootton.
Hong Kong.
Correct. Though this is not an aquatic plant, it's named for what skeletal deposits that form ocean reefs, Washington Liberty?
Coral.
Yeah. Which of these quantities has the smallest absolute value? Wootton.
1/3. 1/3. Negative 1/3.
Negative 1/3. I'm glad you corrected that. Azurite, which you see here, is the carbonate of what metal, whose atomic number is 29 and whose symbol is Cu? Liberty.
Copper.
Yes. Penguins were first described by Europeans in 1578 during the expedition of what English privateer? Wootton.
Drake.
Yes. The Greek letter omega is used by scientists to represent what unit of electrical resistance? Liberty.
Is it ohms?
Pardon me?
Ohms?
Yes, the herb we call tarragon gets its name from an Arabic word referring to what sort of legendary monster that breathes fire? Yep, Liberty.
Is it a dragon?
It is a dragon. Nicely done, and that is the end of the round. Let's take a look at those scores. Washington Liberty, 340 points. Independence, 180 points. Wootton, 280 points. Well, we've already met the students who are all fabulous and doing really cool stuff. Now we get to hear about the people who helped get them here to It's Academic. We begin with Washington Liberty. William, tell us who's with you.
I'd like to thank our wonderful coaches, Miss Sotomayor and Miss Scher, and our alternate, Benjamin, Alex's twin brother.
Oh, that's nice. Awesome. Good to see you guys. And you look alike, too. I see that. To Independence. Hudson, how about you?
We're joined today by Dr. Miller, our social studies teacher and club sponsor and coach.
Wonderful. Good to see you. And from Wootton, Adam?
Today we have Mrs. Feckler, our coach and sponsor, with us, as well as our alternate, Jacob.
All right. Round of applause for you guys. And now, of course, we can dive into the packet round. Washington Liberty, you get to answer questions first, and Independence, you get to choose which packet they'll answer questions from.
1.
1. If you get all the questions right, 25-point bonus, which is always nice. Ben Franklin ended one chapter in his life in 1758 when he sold his interest in his almanac, which had what two-word name?
Poor Richards?
Yep, that's it. A lot of scientific research has gone into the development of what common vegetable whose failure caused a 19th century famine in Ireland?
Potatoes.
Potato it is. What early 18th century Tsar worked in shipyards and later founded the Russian Navy in his effort to westernize Russia, he was called the Great?
Peter.
Yes, here's your science question. Helium, oxygen, lithium. The 18th century French scientist Antoine Lavoisier theorized that fire is the rapid combination of matter with which one of these elements?
Oxygen?
Oxygen is right. A letter opener shaped like a sword symbolizes an annual prize for stamp collectors and takes its name from what legendary sword of King Arthur?
Excalibur.
Yeah. Poet Robert Frost linked what frozen substance with fire in the title of a famous poem?
Ice.
Ice or sleep, probably.
Ice?
Yeah, you've got it. Here's your math question. Assuming x is not 0, evaluate this expression giving your answer as an integer.
That's just one. 1.
1 is correct. In 1865, slavery was abolished throughout the United States with the ratification of what number constitutional amendment?
13th.
13th is right. Washington Liberty, 25-point bonus. Way to go. Independence, you're up. Wootton, packet 2 or 3?
3.
3.
3. Guys, the Panama Canal has an official length of how many miles, one less than the number of weeks in a year?
51.
That's right. 6 years before her death, Congress awarded a gold medal to what woman whose actions had begun the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott?
Rosa Parks.
Yeah, you're right again. An unusual asteroid orbiting between Uranus and Saturn has been named Chiron, who was what kind of mythical creature, half horse, half man?
Centaur.
Yeah, here's your science question. Slightly less, equal to, slightly greater. On top of a mountain, would the gravitational acceleration of an object be less than, equal to, or greater than its gravitational acceleration at sea level?
Slightly less.
Yeah, you're right. The Punic Wars were fought between ancient Rome and what North African city-state supposedly founded by Queen Dido?
Carthage.
Carthage.
Carthage is correct. A poem called Why Thus Longing was written by Anna Sewell, an author better known for what children's book about a mistreated horse? Want to take a guess?
Spirit.
Nah, it's Black Beauty. Here's your math question. Solve for x.
2.
Yes. An anarchist named Gavrilo Princip set off World War I when he murdered an archduke with what two-word name at Sarajevo?
Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah, you've got that right. Nice job, Independence. 320 points. And that leaves packet number 2 for Wootton. Pitching for popular support, our founding fathers decided the Constitution had to be ratified by how many states equal to the number of players on a baseball team?
What was it? 9. Oh, 9.
9 it is. In 1399, when John of Gaunt was about to die, he ordered 10 candles lit to signify his breaking of what 10 biblical rules handed down by Moses?
The 10 Commandments?
Yeah, commandments.
That's it. He admitted to breaking them all. Imagine. Forget chocolate and vanilla. In Japan, you can get ice cream flavored with what kind of snaky fish that has an electric variety?
Eel.
Yeah. Science question. Fructose, benzene, stomata. Which of these 3 substances is a hydrocarbon containing roughly 92% carbon and 8% hydrogen?
Fructose. Fructose?
No, it's benzene. A 13-foot-tall bird called the moa once roamed what Pacific Island nation, whose national bird is now the kiwi and whose capital is Wellington?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah. Usually you find raisins in a box, but where do you find a raisin in the title of a play by Lorraine Hansberry?
The sun.
Yeah, here's your math question. Solve for x.
3. 3.
3 it is. Because he didn't want to write the word retreat, the phrase change of base was favored by what Civil War Union general known as Little Mac?
Stewart.
Answer?
Stewart.
No, it was McClellan, hence the Little Mac.
Oh,
Yeah. Nice job, Wootton. 400 points. That does it for the packet round. The grab bag round is next.
Hello, I'm David Rubenstein.
Did you know that astronaut and former U.S. Senator John Glenn and baseball great Ted Williams became close friends during the Korean War? Both Glenn and Williams served as Marine pilots and flew missions together. I'm David Rubenstein, reminding you to read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
Ready for a question? An infected mosquito bite led to the death of what English poet? It was Rupert Brooke, known for his World War I sonnets. One more reason to hate mosquitoes. Back to the teams. And it all boils down to this, the grab bag round where anything can happen. Let's recap the scores before we dive in. Washington Liberty, 525. Independence, 320. Wootton, 400. All righty, guys. Questions are worth 20 points up or down, and once again, first team to buzz in gets to answer. What celestial body that has a moon named Nix was itself nixed as a planet because of independence?
Pluto.
That's it. War as a Way of Life was the bitter subtitle of John Conroy's book about what violence plagued capital city of Northern Ireland. Yeah, Wootton?
Belfast.
Answer, yeah, Belfast. A World War II photograph of the flag raising on Iwo Jima inspired a national monument dedicated to what branch of our armed Washington Liberty?
The Marine Corps.
The Marines, and in fact, it's in Arlington on your screens. The toucan is the national bird of what English-speaking Central American country whose capital is Belmopan? Yeah, Wootton?
Belize.
Correct. Tourists in Rome often go underground to visit what tunnels that were used as burial sites? Yes, Wootton?
Catacombs.
Correct. If a car can travel 75 miles on 5 gallons of gas, how many miles can it travel on 9 gallons of? Wootton? Answer?
Yeah, 135.
135 is right. According to French folklore, cow's milk will spoil if there's a thunderstorm in what month in which the vernal equinox occurs? Yep, Wootton. Answer? 3, 2, 1.
March.
March it is, on your screens. The Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman, nor an empire. This historical analysis comes from what French writer, the author of Candide? Yes, Wootton?
Voltaire.
Voltaire it is. William Faulkner was a novelist, not a cartoonist, but he gave a character in his novel Sanctuary the name of what spinach-eating cartoon? Wootton?
Popeye.
Popeye. The cities of Sevastopol and Balaclava made headlines during Wootton. Answer?
Crimean War.
That's it. What is the last digit of the fourth power of 23? Wootton. Answer?
7.
Nope, 1 on your screens. This is what man who served as Secretary of State in 1900 and was associated with the open door policy. Wootton. Answer? 3, 2.
Perry.
No, John Hay. In the 1940s, the presidential seal was changed so that... And that does it. That is the buzzer. It is the end of the game. Stick around. We're going to have the official scores in just a moment. See you on the other side.
I'm David Rubenstein, and I believe giving back is something we all can do. Many students are getting involved in their communities in important ways. I've asked them to share with us how they're making a difference.
My name is Arthur. I'm a junior at Landon School in Bethesda, Maryland. One community service activity I'll be participating is I'm joining a group of fellow students, and for 4 days, we will head to the Chesapeake Bay area of Maryland and construct housing for those who are less fortunate. It's a great way to give back to the community, and it makes me feel very connected to the community. I would highly suggest all other students find a way to give back to the community as well.
Like these students, you too can help improve the lives of so many people by volunteering in your town and community. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
The scores are now official. We begin with Independence High School, home of the Tigers from Ashburn, Virginia. Ethan Hudson Joe, 340 points. From Wootton High School in Rockville, Maryland, Anika Adam Rayon, 520 points. And that was quite a comeback. You almost didn't, but coming back for the playoffs. Let's hear a round of applause for Washington Liberty. Carter, William, Alex, 545 points. Nice, guys. We are so happy that you were with us today. Can't wait to see you next time. I'm Hillary Howard, and remember, everybody, it's academic. Bye-bye. See ya.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following: George Mason University, all together different.
Call us different.
Different in where we come from,
Where we're going,
and how we think.
but the same in our dreams for tomorrow.
Driven by the pull of possibility.
To inspire,
To think fearlessly. To protect and to heal the planet. We know the world will change.
together.
We will be the ones to change it.
Call Mason different. All
Together different.